Okay, so today we're going to talk about people pleasing, specifically healing or changing the action of being a people pleaser. So earlier this week, I did ask Facebook, hey, what is the hardest part of stopping the people pleasing or the hardest part of trying to stop people pleasing? And a lot of people answered. I want to thank all of you that actually reached out and answered and gave your answers. I do appreciate it. And I identified with a lot of those. I was thankful and grateful for a lot of those answers. And it truly, let me know that I'm not alone in this non-people pleasing era. Okay. But I do want to focus on kind of three different genres that I got, three different types of answers I got. And, the reason I'm picking just these three, because those are like the main ones, the main focus. All right. And it's just interesting people's testimonies and how so many of us have the same story but live different lives. So the first one, I'm just going to jump into it, is it's hard to not people please because it's in your DNA. It's something that you grew up doing. It's something that your family instilled in you to do. And this one definitely hits home because I've always been taught that blood is thicker than water. Always watch out for your family no matter what. Always watch out for your family no matter what. But what I found is that watching out for your family no matter what sometimes hurts you, because those same people that are family that's supposed to love you and supposed to have that give and take of that, that emotion, sometimes you still have people within your family that want to take advantage of you. They know that you're the nice one. They know that you always there. They know that you're the gopher. They know that they can call on you and you will always say yes. And sometimes as a people pleaser, we say yes to a fault. We say yes even though we already have 15 other things on our plate. We say yes just so that we don't have to seem like we're not reliable, especially with family. And, that's the big kicker. No, you do not have to always do something because they're family. You can have boundaries. You can protect your energy. You can say no. And I know that's hard to do with family, but you really have to evaluate, hey, can I do this? Will I be exerting too much energy to do this? I know that I always say yes, but this is a time that I'm going to have to say no. I'm looking at my plate and it looks very full. I cannot do that for you. And some people get mad. Some people will get mad because they're used to you always saying yes, especially family. Family would try to make you feel that you're no longer family or you're acting out of the family dynamic simply because you have to say no. It hurts. It's painful. But in the end, you're going to understand setting those boundaries. Some people are going to respect you for it. Others are going to be angry. But it's going to work out in the end. It's going to work out for you. You're going to be able to move away a lot of the clutter and focus on the things that you're supposed to focus on. Because one of the things that I found with family is that I had to focus on myself, because I have been instilled to do this thing, that thing, this thing. But I had to take a step back, especially in college. I had to take a step back and say, hey, what do you really want to do? I know your family is pushing you to do this, or they're saying you should do this or do that. But what do you really want to do? And sometimes you need that clarity. And sometimes putting those boundaries give you that clarity. Okay, so let's go to number two. Number two, similar to family. A lot of people spoke of their friends or finding their tribe or knowing who and who was not actually for them. And that is a big one. I found out in my journey that is definitely a testimony. Because when you start setting up boundaries, just like family, they're used to you being the yes men, yes men, yes men. And then you see when you start saying no, all of a sudden they don't want to have anything to do with you. They don't want to call. They don't want to text you. Unless you're doing what they want you to do, they really have nothing for you. And take notice. Take notice of the people that always call you when they need something. But any other day, you are the first person to call. So maybe it's time to put up a boundary. Like, you know what? Next time this person call, if they're not calling me to really truly see how I'm doing, and the only thing they're doing is asking me, I'm going to say no. Now, if it's on your spirit to do it, if it's something that your intuition is telling you to do, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Always follow your intuition. But also notice patterns with people. And setting up boundaries is a great way to know who is for you and who is not. Because anyone that's telling you that you shouldn't set a boundary most likely haven't set any boundaries themselves, or do have boundaries and they will uphold you to their boundaries, but they do not want to uphold yours. And again, it's sad, it hurts, it's painful, but it's something that you have to push through for yourself. We cannot continue to pour from an empty cup. And if we continue to live life doing things for everyone else and never really seeing what we have left for ourselves, we won't have anything left for ourselves. And the biggest part of this is just truly figuring out what you want to do. Because a lot of times we use people pleasing as a distraction, whether it's family, whether it's friends. A lot of the times we are distracting ourselves from what we know we should be doing. And we use the phrase, oh, I was helping them, I was supporting them, when the whole time we have $1 million idea in our head, but we are fearful of actually stepping out, supporting ourselves, pushing ourselves the same way that we're pushing some of these other people. Which leads to the last genre, the guilt. That is a biggie. The guilt is such a biggie. Because we have become accustomed to being that go-to person. We have become accustomed to being called on. On some level, I do feel like that fuels a people pleaser. The fact that we are the one you call on, we are the one to complete the task, we are the one that's reliable, we are the one that's loyal. Sometimes we don't want to lose that to a fault. And then when we know that we shouldn't do something, we know that we have too much on our plate, when we say no, it's like an overwhelming guilt. When really you shouldn't be guilty. You should not be guilty of choosing you, of looking at what you have to offer and saying, I don't have enough to give to that. I don't have enough to give to that. I wish you well. I wish that you complete your task. I wish that you reach your goal, but I just cannot help you at this time. There is no reason you should feel guilty with being honest with yourself and where you are. Because a lot of people have pushed themselves thin. And now they're living bitter. They're living resentful because they said yes, 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 when they know they should have been saying no. And I know being a people pleaser, no is like a sin. No is like a blasphemous word nowadays. But it's necessary. It's necessary to choose you. People will be people. One thing, reading the 4 Agreements, if you haven't read that book, I probably say it on more than one podcast, the 4 Agreements. And the agreement that always got me and still gets me to this day is don't take anything personal. Don't take anything personal, the good or the bad, because the same people that are praising your name one day will be the same people that give you unwise words after you told them no, after you don't move the way they want you to move, after you stop just solely supporting them and you step out from behind the curtain to say, hey, I'm going to push myself. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Make sure that you feel good about every decision you make. Make sure that you have thought out and took the time to be like, you know what? I evaluated what's going on in my life. I can't take on this right now. It's okay. People may make you feel like that's not okay, but that is okay. It's okay to do. If you feel like you need to change up and you need to go after a plan that you've had in your mind for years, some people that you've been supporting full on will not like the fact that you are no longer giving them the same energy you were giving them before, but it is okay. It's something they will have to adjust to. And if they don't want to adjust, then going back to the previous point, if they're tribe, if they're really family. Because family to me does not have to be blood. Family is anyone that treats me with the same love and respect that I'm willing to give. It may not look the same, and it may not be in the same way. We all have a different love languages, but that person is willing and able to give you the same respect, the same love, the same treatment as you will be giving them. And you're going to find your tribe. You're going to find those people that are willing to accept your boundaries. You're going to be in a better space because you're being more honest with yourself. And I know this is a little lengthy today, but I just thought it was very important to go into that because so many people, and I've ran into so many people that go crazy trying to make sure they're pleasing everyone else, and they forget your star player. You forget the number one person. You forget whose job it really is to take care of, and that is yours. If I'm not saying parents don't take care of your children. What I'm saying is you have to make sure you're good to help anyone else. It's time to pour from a full cup. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging with the Not So Cool Kid. It's your girl, Lady TKG. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and be blessed. Have a great day, because those are the only ones allowed.